uh, first part you might have already seen, and this is the second part. As most of you might know that I'm also doing that 100 days of code challenge and 100 days 100 video challenge. I'm doing that because it is not like that I don't know, means I'm coding for the past 7 years, but a lot of my students are also doing this 100 days of code challenge. I'm doing it to support them. And Angular, I'm mainly a React guy, but I'm doing Angular because I'm taking a corporate track in which I have to teach Angular also, and beside React also I have to teach everything. Angular also I have to teach them, and I know Angular because I have been switching in and off of Angular. Sometimes some Angular project I have done, sometimes some React project I have done, and I was doing the job. Now I'm doing full time teaching. So thought that there are very less Angular tutorials on my channel, and so let's make some Angular tutorials also for everyone. So there are very less Angular tutorials also. So let's make those Angular tutorials. So that was one of the reason also that I'm doing this. So this is let's get started. Means, and again, I want to tell this thing that if today you're learning, don't go with Angular, go with React. React is the way to go. Angular is there in the enterprise project, so your domain become very narrow. To the Angular domain become very narrow. But let's get started. This is not a top tutorial. This is we need to learn. So we will start from where we left, and the thing is that now we will understand the selectors. There are different ways to do the selectors. So if I come here in this server, and where is the TS file? Yeah, this is the TS file. Okay, see one thing. Okay, uh, uh, yeah, yeah, this one only. So what happens here? One sec, one sec. So let me tell one thing. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So this app server is the selector app server is there. So we first seeing the different ways by which we can select the component. So this app server is there, app servers is there, and this is something which is coming from your uh, where it is coming. It is coming from app component, app server.ts. This is the unique name which, and let me close this. Let me uh, close this. Okay, so this unique name is coming from app component where I am calling the app servers. So this is the way which we do it. The normal way in which we do it, app servers. The unique name is there, and I am calling it from here. Okay, this is the normal way. So there is another two ways actually in Angular. So one way is this in selector. So if I go and I can, but this is the most common way, and you should always do this way only. This is what I am telling. So the another way is that you can give a array type of a square bracket here. Array type of square bracket if I give, actually, where is my okay, yeah, so it it broke actually. Okay, broke. It broke and it is giving error because we cannot. We have to do one change here. So when we take like this array we take. So what the change we have to do here? So the change which we have to do here is it is not called like this anymore. It will be called with a div. Okay, so like div, and this will be an attributes. So div servers like this, and yeah, it is right. So this is sort of attribute, and let me save it. And then we say, okay, so compiled successfully as it is coming, compiled successfully. Let me open it also. Right, and it is our older app, and it is compiled successfully. This is how it is being shown. Okay. So this is how it is being shown. So there is besides this there is another way is also there, and that is the way in which we give it as a dot. Means it is sort of a CSS way. Okay, it's sort of a CSS way. So let me remove these two things, and let me give a dot here. Save it. This is what I will save, and now I'll come back here, and now what I have to do? So dot is generally associated with classes in CSS. Yeah, and we will use it as classes only. So we will come here and we will give class equal to in quotes this app servers I will give say. Okay, so like this, but there is no ID. Okay, and classes is this. So one more benefit of this thing is that see this become a class, so you can use this as a CSS thing also. You can just style it, use it as a CSS and style it. Okay, so this is one of the benefit. Okay, so that is there, and then let us see whether it broke. No, it didn't broke. No errors are also there. No errors are also there. Okay, so that was earlier error. Okay, so this is working. So now what we are going to do, we are going to learn the data binding. Okay, so we are going to learn data binding. Data binding is a very important thing. So, and we need to understand that data binding. So in TypeScript we have string interpolation output. When we output data from TypeScript code to HTML, we have string interpolation of property binding. But when we react to a user event like click event, we have something known as event binding. There is another way which is known as two-way binding. There is a diagram which I wanted to show. This is understanding data binding. So data binding is a communication. So the TypeScript code. TypeScript code is there. It's output data to the template. Okay, template. Then first thing is the string interpolation. Then there is property binding. Then when HTML we have some click event or something, react to user event, then there is event binding. Okay, event binding is there. Event binding is there, and combination of two is the two-way binding, which we are going to see that also. So let us go ahead and we will first look into string interpolation. Okay, so we'll first look into string interpolation. So let us go here and where we go, we will go to the server file, server component.ts file. We will go. Okay, and here we are going to have a something known as a variable server ID, which is number. So this is a TypeScript way. So we are already giving it is a number. Although I have typed no string, so it is not a string. You could have omitted it also. So server. So this is a project from the previous video. So if you have not seen the previous video, please go and check the previous video also, part 1. Okay, server status is string of line offline, so string is offline, and get status. There is a function get status, and we can also give the return way of this, and this will return this dot server status. Server ID is there and server status is there, and get server which will soon see what by doing these things. Okay, so now we will go to the server component .html. Now we'll look into the different ways to do it. Okay, let me make it a e first. H2 is very big. Okay, so string interpolation we are seeing. So string interpolation by default means is anything which is string can be shown in the with the string interpolation. Even if it is a number, it ultimately in JavaScript it is converted into a string. So like 1 or 2, whatever number is there, like here, where is it? We have taken a number 21. So it is a number. It will get converted into string 21. So we can use the string interpolation on this one also. So p is there, and then let move all these things. And string interpolation is two curly brackets are there, and server is there. Server is there. So this is nothing, just a string we can give with ID server ID. So server ID, director server ID it will take. Let me save till here. Server with ID, server ID was 21, so it will come as 21. And but I can also give the status means see, this is a server status will return offline. Okay, this is server status will return offline. So I will go here. Server root ID is, but whatever the function, see, I'm going to give a function here, get status function. Whatever the function I call, it have to return a string or else it will fail. Okay, that is status I will do, and get a status. Yeah, get a status I'll do, and if I go back, see, is offline. So this is what is get status is all about. So local host like so it shows like this, and it is completely fine. And now our string interpolation is done. Now we will look into property binding. Property binding. Now we will look into property binding. Okay. So for that, in the server component dot servers component, okay, I have to use the servers component dot html file. I am there, and let's also let me open servers component dot html file. We will going to create a button here first. Okay, so button, and it will have add server class equal to btn primary btn and btn primary value. Okay, save it. Okay. So just a button with bootstrap thing I have created, and why is not coming? Servers. Okay, servers. Sometime I think I will refresh it. Okay. Are we getting an error? No. Why it is not coming? I've saved it actually. This happens in lives. If I would have been doing recording, I would have edited this part. But live stream has this advantage also. You know that people make mistakes. So in recording, if I edit this thing, you will think I am a superhuman. I never get error in my code. Okay. Okay. Let's server 21 is online. App server is giving, and button is there, and button class add server. I am doing in HTML or where? I got it. My bad. See, what has happened here in the previous part, what we have done, we have removed this thing, okay? We have added it in template. So it is coming from here only. Okay, so let me comment it out back. This is how we see the issues which are there. Okay, template URL. It is not servers component dot html and comma, and save it. And now if I go back, yeah, the button is being shown. Okay, the button is being shown. It's okay, it's okay, and this thing happens. And we'll have a property that is known as allow new server, allow new server equal to false. Okay, and in the constructor, so allow new server is false, and in the constructor what we are going to have, we are going to, okay, so one more thing. If I, yeah, save it. If I make the property as there is a HTML property known as disable for a button. This is HTML property disable, and this will be disabled, and we won't be able to do it. So this is a HTML property is there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make disable earlier, and after that after 2 seconds it will be enabled. So what, how to do that? So there is a this variable is that allows server which is false, then set timeout I will do, and this dot allow new server equal to true, but we don't want to make it the moment we do it. Okay, we want to make it after 2000 millisecond, which is exactly 2 seconds. So if I go here, okay, it will not do anything because we are not at that code in HTML. My bad. Only disabled is there. Now we will learn about property binding. So property binding is generally is done by square brackets and like square brackets, and we have to make it equal to something. So it depends on that. So it will be equal to generally, and that thing should be boolean. So allow server is boolean. So I will make it opposite of allow new server, allow new server. Yeah, see, after 2 seconds it was done. Let me do it again. Yeah, it's done after 2 seconds. So this is working. So this is how the property binding works. Property binding square is the allow new server is what? Allow new server is a boolean which is initially false, means it will be true. Disabled, so it is false. So opposite of false is true. So disabled will be equal to true. Then after 2 seconds disabled will be true, so it will be false, and it means disabled will be false, and so you will be able to see. So this is property binding. Okay, so now one thing is that we can also use property binding in the case of string interpolation, but it should not be used generally. Okay, so let me do one thing here. E allow new server. So like this, I'm just outputting it. You can see it is false, true. Okay, so this is the string interpretation, but we can show it with property binding also. How? So p I will do, and there is an inner text property, which is the property which comes between this p tag and all. So there's inner text property I will do, and I'll do property binding. Okay, inner text equal to allow new server. Save it, come back, the second one is coming from there. So this is how it is, but we should not prefer this way much. We should use this one, but there are use cases for that also. Now we will learn how to react to events in the event binding. Event binding. So again, now where are you? Servers or component. Okay. So again, in the servers or component.ps file, we will have a server status, server status equal to no server was created, no server was created, and then we have a function. So this is the initial value on create server. No, I don't want anything on create server, and this dot server status equal to server was created, like this. Server was created. Will save it. So this is there. Now we will do this in the button. So in the button which we have created there. So in the button, let us bring it to different lines so that it is much easier to see. Class testing is there, disabled is there, etc. is there, and we will have another property known as click. This is how event binding works. So click on click of HTML, click is there, and square brackets on create server I do, and it is like this. On create server I am doing, and so the click event will run. So when the click event will run, what will happen? This server status, no server status is there, and then this the server status, it will change it to server status. So but for that to be shown, we need to show this also. Okay, let me have it shown here because two allowing servers are there. Okay, so where is it? Yeah, server status. I'll do server status, save it, and initially no server was created. Okay, then when I click on this, server was created. Okay, so this is how event binding works. Okay, so this function was run when we did it. Okay, this is how event binding works. Okay, now we will learn to pass the data in event binding. Okay, so we were not passing the data in event binding. So now the thing is that we need to pass the data, and the best way to pass data is to the input box. That is a very common way which we need to do. So in the servers component.ps file, servers component.html, we will have an input. Okay, so label server name input type text class form control, and okay, so here the main thing is there. Okay, and so here we will have this input. So input is there, input equal to, in Angular always there is a string, and like this input is there, and like this I have to make. Again it is like it is because it is event binding only, but we are passing the data. Okay, event binding but passing the data, and on update is dollar event is there, on update is dollar event, like this. Okay, this is there. Okay, and we are going to have a variable also there. So on update we have not created. So what is this dollar event? Dollar event is something like event dot target dot value in other languages. It is there like React and HTML. So it is like that. That event is this is browser event dot target dot value like that. And we will have something like server name. So this variable we are soon going to have. Let me have it in a p tag. Actually, it is much better to have it in a p tag. So the p tag is a block level thing. So like this, we are going to soon have it. So let me go back here, and now here we are come, and server name is there. Server name, server name equal to quotes like this, and string is there, and then this on update thing we have to create. Okay, so this on update we have to create. So on update I will come, and here on update event is any. Okay, event is any, and this dot server name equal to event dot target dot value. So whatever the user types, it will be equal to that. Okay, so event dot target dot value. Let us go back. SR1. So whatever the user type, it will come SR1, server 1. So it is working fine. So this is how we pass the data. So event we have passed here. Event we have passed. This event we have passed here. even the target as well. This thing is very complicated in React also. Means whenever yeah, this form kind of thing is not easy in any languages. Means it is easy in JavaScript, but it's not easy in any language. Okay. Now we have learned about property binding, event binding. Now it is to combine both of them, and we will learn about two-way binding. Two-way binding, we have to use a special directive known as ng model. We'll learn about the directive later on, but ng model we have to use. Okay, this is something which is a keyword. So ng model we will use. Okay. So just go back here, and here let me comment this. Comment this out. Now again we put type text class is form control, and now we don't even need this update function also. We don't need it, just we have to do this thing. ng model will do this. Has got both the square bracket and circle bracket, so it is detecting, it is everything. It's combine both of the things. It is combine the property binding also, even binding also. It denotes that thing only. Okay, that's why it has got two bracket. And directly I will do the server name. Directly I will bind it to server name. See, I am not using any function. Directly binding it to server name. This function is not even required. It is not being even used. So server name I have put it. Okay. Let me go back and let me see whether it is working. As far it is working fine. So this is the replacement, and you should try to use ng model more than this input. So this is much better way in Angular. So we will complete our main app with the server name updated on the click of the button. So it is not like that. The server name will be updated on the click of the button. So in servers dot component of ts file. So when click it, this dot untitled server status. So let me use server status. Let me give the server name also. Okay. Server name also will give. So again, I am going to use that this kind of string forward is told. This kind of string will use. This is common in React world also, because it is ES6. And this dot server name, which is initially empty, and but with the user inputs created. Save it. Let's go back and add R1 and add server SR1 created. This is what we did, just a small update. So now we will learn about directives. Okay, there are directives. They are instruction to the DOM. There are some built-in directives like ngIf and all those things, and that we will learn. And they are very important directives. There ngIf and all those things, they are very important. So we will have a look at them. Okay. So again, go to the servers, and here server created equal to false. Okay. And this dot server created equal to true. So server created is initially false, and when we click on this, then the server created is true. So this is like this. The variable is there. Okay. So now we save it. Server component.html I will go, and this key server status, this key is in there, and let me remove this thing. This is cluttering a lot. P, and in P server created with name, server name. So server created with server name. Okay. So if I come back here, server created with name nothing, because initially there is no name. Server name is nothing. Server name only comes when the user enters something and then click on the button. Then only the server names come. Okay. So this is not a good user experience. Not at all a good user server will name something. So what we want to do, we want to hide this statement. We want to show this statement only in the case when this is created. Okay, server created is there. So server created, there is a variable server created, and it is false initially, and it becomes true only when we click on the, but the on create server is done only when we click on the button. So for that we use a ngIf. So ngIf equal to server created. Okay, ngIf, why it is coming like this? ngIf equal to server created. So ngIf equal to server created means only show this. It is like a if statement only, so, but this is the angular way of if statement. So and you will give this star also. Star is very important to give. So ngIf server is created means show this only if the server created this again takes boolean. Server created is true. Initially server created you are seeing it is as false, so it will not show it. The moment it becomes true, it will show it. So let me go here and let me go. See, it is not been shown even as R1 and it is not been shown. Add server created name as server. So this is how ngIf works. ngIf works like this. Then the thing is that next we will look into the else part. Else part is a bit different way. Here when I initially learned it is a bit different way. So server created and like this I have to give here, and else I have to give. So but we cannot write else here. So we will write something as a holder. Okay, else no server, something like this. The holder is there, and then we have to come and we have to do something known as ng template. ng template we have to write ng template we have to write, and in ng template is very important to write. We use this hash like this, and this p no server yet. No server yet. So what will happen now? See, initially it will show no server yet because that is not true. Server created is not true as R1, and it will replace it. So this is how else part works in Angular. It's a bit complicated. If someone sees this code for the first time, you will not understand. Okay. So this is how it is being done. Now we will look into ngStyle. Okay, ngStyle. ngStyle allows us to dynamically update the styles. So for this, we will go into this server component.js file. Okay, so this is offline and all. So now I will have a constructor, and the constructor, let me have a constructor because I want to have something initially. Constructor, constructor, this server status equal to math.random. Let's put something random. Okay, math.random. Server status, what I'm doing, I'm taking it as random. Okay, online or offline, I will create. Math.random is greater than 0.5, then it is online, or it is offline, or it is offline. And if I'm doing this, actually this is not required, but let us do it for server ID also. This dot server ID equal to math dot float. I want a number for this because this is a server ID. I want a number. So that's why I'm doing math dot float. Math dot random into 100. So 1 to 100 number I will give plus 1. Okay. So now there will be a function get color, and it will return this dot server status will equal to online. Again, this if this the server status is online, then I will show, I will have a green variable, or I will have the red variable. So this is going to return either red or green depending on the online or the offline status. Okay, red or green it will return. Okay, so these two things I have done, and now I will go back to the server component and have the keys there. So ngStyle is again a directive, so it will go like it goes like this. ngStyle ngStyle equal to, will give a style here. So background color, it is camel case, just like in React also. Get color. So I'm just running the get color now. Okay. And server ID also I changed it. Okay, get color, the background color is get color. It will either red or mix. Let me save it depending upon whether it is online or offline. So get status is there. That status will also be now not sometimes it will offline, sometimes it will online. So see, online it is green. Now we got a case also. On offline it is red. This is the background color. And 24 80 days, because this also is now random. Okay, this also is not random, but this is working fine. So now we look into ngClass. ngClass allows us to dynamically change the CSS class. So ngStyle is also good, means we can use add something like this but ngClass is even more powerful because it allows us to dynamically change the CSS class. So let us go to the this server component.ts, and here we'll have inline styles. Okay, this is okay to have inline styles. This dot status text color is white. So status is color is white. I want to give some padding also, like text padding. Padding is so it will not show, means because I don't have it here. So I will come here, and it is like a lot of things are there. So let me make it in a different line. Okay. In this time. So now ngClass equal to, now I can directly use something here. Again, I have to use this code, and status text, status text, status text. What is this status text? Status text is this property, status text. Okay, okay. This class status text is, what is status? It is server status equal to online. So if the server status is online, then we'll show the status text. Then we'll show the status text, and status text is nothing but the color will be white. So let me save this back. So see, the color is this thing. Color is black because it is offline. Let me refresh. Again offline. This is online. See this thing. This is white. This is because of this property. Okay, I have used some padding also. So I want to show that we can directly use like this class equal to text padding. Save it. Padding it is not like anything, just if you like this the text padding. Okay, so now we will look into one last directive, which is the ngFor, which is very important. ngFor is used it is like map in React or yes, so it is used to loop through something. It is actually effectively it's a for loop that used in the servers component.ts. Okay, servers component.ts. And here let us have two servers equal to imports sr1 comma imports sr2. Okay, sr1 and sr2 is there, and then on create server is there, and so here what we are going to do when initially also two things will be there, but whenever someone enters something and push it, so this will come this dot servers dot push this dot server name, whatever the name the enters it will be come here. Okay, it will come here. Okay. Save it. Okay. Now let's come back here. So it is called the app server, but we want only one app server. So app server is the component which is being created. Okay. So ngFor equal to let server of servers. Any name you can take. This is the array name. But this thing, anything you can take. You can take serve also, item also, anything you can take. Server of servers. Okay, server of servers. But come here. Okay. So see, actually these two are coming from the server with ID that is online, because we are not right now we are not combining it. Means it is not like that it will show sr1 and sr2. No, that is not affecting that. Okay, so but it is 2 because of this. If I do sr3 and add server, it will add it. But see, all these things, it is not actually, it is not completely functional. So this will continue in the next part. Means there is a lot of things. Angular is not very small like React. There is a lot of things in Angular to learn. So today's session we are going to complete here, and hope you liked it. And there will be more Angular thing coming in this channel, and whole Angular I will do. Then 2-3 projects will be there. Then as usual, a lot of React things will be there. So Angular things will also be there, as I told a bit. And then there are different plans for this channel. So maybe after that, Node, after that, DevOps, and I also take web app, web app courses. I have two boot camps. The link for them will be below. If you are interested, you can check them out. I take React.js bootcamp also and web app development bootcamps also, and short forms 2 days bootcamps are also there, so you can check them out. Thank you, and please do subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet. Thank you.